Have fun.
Good. I wanted to, even though we did it last time, I want to go ahead and do it again. I want to do...
Hey.
The idea here is that we have 3 jars. We have a jar that has existent dice. We have a jar that has supernatural, transcendent dice. And we have a jar of nothing. There's nothing in this jar. And what we did last time is we just sort of mixed them all up. And then I asked Matt, which jar has the real dice?
That one.
Okay. And which jar has the supernatural transcendent dice?
I don't know.
Why not?
Because they look the same to me. But can I shake it?
Yeah, go for it.
This one's not making any noise, so that one must have the supernatural dice.
Okay, but this one doesn't make noise either.
Oh, okay.
Now, let me just say that even if these die had some weird property like water where they were completely, you couldn't see them, let's say that they weren't visible. If you take these out of the jar and you weigh it, the jar weighs something different than when you put the die in it.
One of these is going to be heavier, I can tell. Go ahead.
And the other thing is, like you said, you shake the jar and you can hear the jar. If you wanted to know if there was, for example, oxygen in a jar like this, you could light a match and see if it burned or not. It doesn't have to just be visible. There's all kinds of ways that these die manifest. The problem with these is that if you have something that you define as something that has no measurable manifestation, and we don't know how to measure it, and there's nothing that you can provide that is how we identify it from nothing. How do you identify it from nothing? It's the same as nothing until you can find a way to demonstrate that it's something. But the demonstration here is just to say that if you're going to tell me that something is existing, and then you're going to say that it can exist even though it has no manifesting qualities that can be measured, what you're really saying then is that we can't differentiate something that is not existent from something that exists but has no existent qualities. And so then what happens is I can't tell the thing that manifests and exists from the things that don't manifest and exist, which means that I can't say nothing. There's nothing that I can say doesn't exist because maybe it exists but it simply doesn't manifest. And at that point, existence now cannot discount anything. All you have to do is say it has no manifesting traits,
right,
no measurable traits, and suddenly existence means nothing.
Yeah.
Because things that have you can't tell things that exist from things that don't exist anymore, and now we have, the term is just completely castrated. So it's kind of sad that the only way you can argue for the existence of something that you believe in is to simply try to argue that existence means nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, existence means something. And if you don't think that it means something, think about the idea that manifestation is the attribute that separates the items that exist from those that do not. If you don't agree with it, think about how you live your life, and do you accept that the things that are manifesting in front of you, the things that you can identify and verify and measure, are there, and the things that you don't aren't. You don't come to a screeching halt at a green light because of the car you can't see just ran in front of you. You know, the invisible car that drove in front of you doesn't make you slam your brakes on. And the car that does cut you off at that light, you will slam your brakes on because it manifests. You live your life every day identifying things that are and rejecting things that aren't. And yet when it comes to something as simple as saying, you know, is there anything in this jar? If I say it's supernatural and transcendent, suddenly, okay, well that's this, you know, and it's logical to believe in it.